Well, Rings of Power. Rings of Power versus Fallout. Rings of Power's viewership was terrible by comparison to Fallout. Rings of Power has cost over $1 billion. And Fallout, nowhere near that. I don't actually know how much Fallout cost, but definitely nowhere near that. Yeah, just interesting. Thought we'd just take a look, really. Not all doom and gloom on this podcast and channel. Looking through something and actually being positive for a change. Amazon Prime Video and other streaming services rely on minutes watched to help determine success. On that front, Fallout Season 1 was the most watched show on Amazon Prime in 2024. So over 8 billion minutes watched during the year. When did it come out? Do we know? Can we remember when that?
Beginning of the year, I'm pretty sure. Let me double check, but let's see. We started on April 10th of 2024. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, 8 billion minutes.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Mental.
Right?
Yeah. Puts it firmly. It's Amazon's only entry into the top 10 for 2024 of streaming originals.
Yeah.
What else was released in 2020?
What, on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, I'm just curious. There were other big shows though.
There was a giant turd that was trying to wear the skin of J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah, there was that.
Rings of Power did not. It's not that it didn't do as good as Fallout. It got crushed by Rings of Power Season 1. It lost 60% of the audience from the first season to the second.
Yeah, but wasn't that just because it was in the summer, like at August to October? Because it started August 29th. And then it stopped October 3rd of 2024.
No, it was because the first season was such bologna sausage, as you would say, that that it was, nobody wanted to watch it.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
You're trying to run cover for Rings of Power here.
I'm not. I was joking around. It's just there were other big shows that Amazon released, right? Didn't that big muscly guy, wasn't he in a show?
The Boys?
That wasn't a show. That was a movie. Red One.
Oh.
No, that guy's a punk.
Are you talking about The Boys? Because that came out in...
No, Reacher. Reacher came out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right at the beginning of the year, January 19th. You got 8 episodes.
True, yeah.
Yeah, I think it...
God, it does get a show, doesn't it? Just how bad loads of other things are. I mean, look, Fallout was genuinely good. I really enjoyed Fallout. I had such a good time with it. I thought it was a fantastic show. Thought it was absolutely fantastic. Walton Goggins in his element.
Goggins is perfect. That's the best character that he ever could have played. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, he did such a good job. Such a good job.
I think Fallout almost... Sorry. I was going to say Fallout almost succeeded by accident, because there's no way the Amazon executives had anything to do with it.
I don't know if they knew what they were doing. They're like, oh, we're going to make it a girl boss film. Okay. You can play as a male or female in that game. Try again.
Well, have you seen what they're doing with James Bond, like the Amazon James Bond stuff that's happening right now?
Yeah, the Broccoli and Wilson told Amazon to pound sand.
Yeah, because one of the executives told Barbara Broccoli that James Bond is not a hero,
and she was lost her shit.
She called them effing idiots, and Jennifer Salke, the head of Amazon Studios, called James Bond content and wanted to make all these changes. And Barbara Broccoli said, "I will not allow temporary people to make permanent decisions."
That's true.
She's pretty terrible herself, but
she's
good
awful.
on her for that, at least.
She's at least defensive of her father's legacy. I mean, so she's doing what the Tolkien estate didn't do with Amazon and trying to defend the family.
Pretty terrible though in some parts. Like,
we don't
have Bond girls anymore. Oh, piss off.
Yeah, Albert would have absolutely pushed back on that stupid decision. So, but I mean, there's a lot of dumb decisions made around Bond. One of them was Daniel Craig. But
we're not here to talk about bloody James Bond. Talk about
I love James
Rings of Power. Do we have the budget for
Fallout?
No, do we have the budget for
Fallout?
Yeah, for Fallout, yeah. Did anyone know what the budget
wasn't
was?
$1 billion.
153 million.
Yeah.
You're joking me.
No.
Yeah.
That's tiny.
Yeah, so almost $100 million less than The Acolyte.
For how good it looked. That's insane. How much was it again?
153 million. Rings of Power Season 2's budget was reportedly $700 million.
Jesus.
Oh, apparently
it was 153, was it?
Yeah.
153. That's what the Google AI is telling me.
Yeah.
Second season is expected to have a similar budget, but will benefit from tax credits in California.
You know what? They did pretty well with that show then, because I say only, but it is only based on how it looked and things like that. It averages out just over 19 million an episode, which is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, that is a lot of money, but you could see it everywhere on screen.
Mm-hmm.
It looked more expensive than that, I think.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
It looks infinitely better than a show that cost nearly $100 million more to make. How many episodes were there of Fallout Season 1?
8.
Okay, so it went the same length as The Acolyte also. That's incredible. It's just amazing how talented people can stretch money so much further, and you get these untalented hacks who don't know what they're doing, and they can't make a good-looking show with a literal fortune in their hands.
Oh, it's mental. It's absolutely mental. Oh God! What
Captain
were they
America
doing?
Captain America: Brave New World, that we were just talking about. We did the math on that. It cost $3 million a minute to make that movie.
Yeah,
and it doesn't look half as good as his Fallout show did. This television show.
Jesus! Wow! Genuinely, wow! No wonder they were quick to renew this. They were just like, "Oh yeah, shit. Let's get this. Let's pump this out. Let's go." Great show, though.
I can just see the Amazon executives though sitting around confused, being like, "Where did we go right?" Like the producers.
Yeah. There were some people, because ZombieBox says it in the chat now. Fallout didn't deserve the hate that it got. I didn't remember any hate, but I know of that some people didn't like it, but I think largely, I mean, those viewership data shows that majority-wise, it was just incredibly well loved. Oh, it was brilliant bloody show. So funny though, isn't it? Like how that did so well and Rings of Power did so bad. Like Christ,
$700 million for that second season. $700 million. They paid $1 billion for the rights, and yeah. And I think nearly $500 million for the first season. So they're like $2 billion in the hole now on this. And they're like, no, we're doing all 5 seasons. Like, stop it.
That's got to be a tax. That's got to be a tax thing. They're just getting rid of money for tax. It must be. It has to be a tax thing. God damn, so bad. Well, there you go. No, I just thought this was funny. This is good. This is not a.
Yeah, I don't think this is something anybody's talking about, which is Fallout versus Rings of Power. I think it's they should be, because as we did here in the segment, we pointed out all the mass differences in budgets, et cetera, et cetera. This is embarrassing.
You could pour all the money into a project that you want. You can put all the expensive costumes on people, all the extravagant, beautiful sets. But if you are working with a terrible script, the show is not going to be good. The script is where you need to put the most effort, and that's, you know, everything. The script is secondary with a lot of these things.
Just seeing if they had any more data. So that Illuminate thing.
Was not expecting to see Moon Knight on one of those images.
Yeah.
Speaking of shows that were terrible.
What's this? 7 years ago, Prime Video bought the Lord of the Rings TV rights for 250 million. Since then, Amazon has spent about 800 million on the first 2 seasons of the Rings of Power with a 5-season plan. Fucking so bad.
$1 billion. $1 billion. It's got probably more than that. 800 million is low on that, because what I just saw was 456 million on season 1 and 700 million on season 2. So I don't know how that cost $700 million. How?
So bad. Well, they moved to the UK, mate. So they would have had to rebuild all the sets from New Zealand in the UK. So I can believe it.
Well, then again, Warner Brothers probably owns all those sets out in the UK. Probably why they couldn't use them.
Amazon's bought their own studios in the UK.
Oh, I meant New Zealand. The sets in New Zealand, like the movie sets, are all owned by Warner Brothers, I think, aren't they?
Right. Yeah. Well, I think they built it all from scratch. I don't think they reused anything. Anyway, whatever. We'll move on from this now. We'll shuffle on from that. Just a fun little bit of a topic there, I thought.